Yo, peace everyone. What's going on? Welcome to another episode of the Two British Nerds. This podcast will be hosted only by me this time, and that's me, the DJ Sava, C-A-V-A. This podcast was supposed to be done Thursday or Friday, but I got really ill. And then on Friday I cracked my tooth, so it hasn't been a very, very good week for me. Luckily for me, my tooth cracked. The filling was still there. Half my tooth cracked. If the filling would have cracked, I would have been in total agony and I would not be speaking to you like I'm speaking to you right now. So next week, the dentist. But I always did say, back, when I started this podcast, regardless if it's the past, present, or future, I will deliver a podcast unless, I'm out of the country. Because I like to keep you guys, I like to give you guys the best every week. So yeah, I'm staying true to that. Again, if you're on the Instagram, please follow me. My Instagram page is Two British Nerds with a Z. Follow me my weekly Marvel geeky journey, showing you all things that are cool with Marvel, also DC, Image as well, and Funko, pop vinyl bobbleheads. I do love collecting them, and of course you'll see me on my every Wednesdays as I go down to Forbidden Planet in Shaftesbury Avenue in London, showing you what they have available to buy and what my journey consists in there and what I might tend to buy and so forth. So yeah, again, Instagram Two British Nerds with a Z. If you're on check us out on the YouTube, the iTunes podcasting app, and the Twitter at the Two British Nerds with a Z. And of course, follow me on my personal Twitter at CAVADJ, at CAVADJ, and ask me anything, tweet me, retweet me, whatever. Stay connected with me. I will get back to all your messages ASAP. Oh, if I'm not working, but put it this way, guys. I am interactive. I mean, you'll see that for a fact. So yeah, man, get interactive. Follow me or follow you. Also, if you're on Instagram again, feel free to mention me in any post that you think is cool, or there's something you want me to look or talk about in the podcast, that anything that you like, please just mention me on the Instagram and we'll do it. And we'll talk about it, man. If you have any questions you want to ask us, if you want me to, if you want to be like a guest on the show, if you have ideas, suggestions, or anything that's random, spontaneous, weird and cool, like Doctor Strange himself, then just please, man, hit us up on the Two British Nerds with a Z at gmail.com and we'll get back to you ASAP. So I'm available, guys, 24/7. Yeah, man. And with that being said, let's just go into this week's podcast. So with that being said, I'm repeating myself. I'm trying to scroll through my notes. There we go. So, starting off with some movie news for all you Mowgli fans out there, for all you the Jungle Book fans out there. So Disney has officially released the Jungle Book trailer, which just came out just a few days ago, right? And it's pretty cool. So I'm just gonna basically just say out what Disney have said themselves. So the trailer provides the first ever footage of Disney's latest reboot effort, directed by Jon Favreau, who did Iron Man and Iron Man 2. The Jungle Book is a remake of the 1967 Disney animated feature of the same name. The film will be a blend of live action and CGI. Animation will star the voice talents of Idris Elba, Bill Murray, and Scarlett Johansson. So that's cool. You've got two Marvel actors, and Bill Murray, he's a legend, and I do love Bill Murray's work, so I think the movie will be pretty cool. And plus, it's I was gonna say the Lion King. It's the Jungle Book, so will it beat the original? No, I don't think. No movie or no anime. No remake will beat the original, because the original is the original. But it's gonna be good for Disney, which is pretty cool. So you can check out that trailer literally on YouTube right now. Going back to some Ant-Man news, and we haven't heard about Ant-Man in such a long time. So it says regarding the box office, right? says Ant-Man is closing in on 400 million worldwide ahead of China's release. So it basically means that I believe it's next month it opens up in China and Japan. So it is easy. I can easily say it's gonna make over 400 million. It's past Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I believe it's also surpassed Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which made I think 350 million. And so it's nice to see that Ant-Man is still doing well, considering what it went through as a movie and what people expected it to be. It kind of has surprised everyone, I guess, but I'm happy with Ant-Man. For you Power Ranger fans, going into some Power Ranger news, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the reboot, is to start filming this winter. So the movie is getting rebooted. If you've seen Power Rangers, I'm not talking about the current series they brought out a few years, but the original series, then you probably will watch it. I don't know how it's going to be like. It's going to be a bit weird. New cast. But it's it's still going to be a one to look out for. What I know, it's going to probably make a lot of money because it's a anticipated movie, I guess. Yeah, man. But we'll see what happens. I'm hoping they do some. I know Pop Final Funko will probably do some bubbleheads for the movie, but they won't be like the original ones that came out a while ago. Right. So let's go to some Star Trek news. So those anticipating the latest installment of the rebooted Star Trek film franchise will have to wait a little longer because it's been moved. It says Deadline reports that Star Trek Beyond has moved its release date from July the 8th, 2016 to July the 22nd of 2016. Well, technically it's not really a big thing, but I'm okay with that. As long as the movie comes out, it comes out. Regarding Star Trek, I was really blessed to actually, when I was at work, I actually bumped into Chris Pine. I was chatting. I did meet Chris Pine, and he was a very cool guy. He's very cool. He's very humble, but he's very tall, man. Like, because I always forgot that obviously they use camera tricks. So he's at least, I'm 5'8", right? So he's probably at least 6. He's over 6 foot, at least maybe 6'5", 6'6". He's actually taller than Spock in Star Trek. So I was like, well, but yeah, Captain James Tiberius J.T. Kirk. Gotta love Captain Kirk. Right, some more movie news again, and this is something that I was reading about, and I found out it was true, and I was like, man, really? So, for all you Charlie's Angels fans, Charlie's Angels is getting rebooted. It says Charlie's Angels are like many famous franchise these days, coming back to the big screen in rebooted form. Everything's coming back to rebooted form. They need to seriously stop this. So the 3 lady spies are said to be returning with an up-and-coming director at their helm. Elizabeth Banks recently made her directorial debut with Pitch Perfect 2 this summer, following some acclaimed comical roles over the past few years. She's becoming quite known for her empowerment of women in movies, seeing as she has been part of the Hunger Games franchise, which pits Jennifer Lawrence's Katniss Everdeen against the Capitol, and the Pitch Perfect pair of films which follow a triumphant bunch of college girls. It says who was the first to break the news of the reboot with Banks attached. It's also reporting that Banks and her husband, producing partner Max Hedelman, will produce the film. They're currently working with Sony, the studio behind the film, to find a writer. So the last Charlie's Angels movie came out in 2003, titled Charlie's Angels Full Throttle. I remember that. I did watch that in the cinemas, yeah. And was followed by a less than successful Charlie's Angels TV show in 2011. See, I didn't even know they did a TV show. But yeah, I think I only watched Charlie's Angel because of probably Lucy Liu. Um, right. As we move to some more movie news, this comes from the from Deadline Hollywood. So Deadline Hollywood is reporting that the director Rupert Wyatt, who basically directed Rise of the Planet of the Apes, has dropped out of the 20th Century Fox's upcoming X-Men spin-off. Oh boy, that's a long title. Spin-off Gambit, which is set to star Channing Tatum. So 21st Jump Street as the Raging Cajun. You know what I'm saying? And Leah Seduc's Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol as Bella Donna Bordox. It says details about his departure are still coming in, but the Hollywood Reporter has learned that the primary reason he decided to leave was because of script complications, which have led to an increased budget and in turn a delayed production start date, causing a conflict with one of Whitey's prior commitments. Says Whitey confirmed his departure in a statement released earlier today. I was very much looking forward to working with my friend Channing and the team at Fox, but regrettably, a portion in the start date now conflicts with another project. I thank them for the opportunity, and I know that Gambit will make a terrific film. After Tam's initial contract issue, this is another huge blow for the seemingly ill-fated project, which is now expected to kick off production in early 2016. No word yet on whether it will still meet its October 2000 release date. Boy, you never know, guys. I think it'll be okay-ish movie. The only movie I'm really looking for from Fox is, Deadpool. I love Gambit as a character, but I don't know how they're gonna do Gambit. It'll be weird. But I do love I love the cards, man. The cards. He's so sick. All right. This is some DC news regarding why they will not merge the DC universe with the DC cinematic universe. So, pardon me. So if you were hoping that Grant Gustin's season final venture into the multiverse opened the door for the DC films slate to mix with its television shows, think again. Speaking to Variety, DC Entertainment President Dane Nielsen confirmed that the films and TV shows will remain separate entities. And he says, we're so talent-driven, the focus on a single universe of characters with connected storylines could end up handcuffing our creators into trying to work with the same storyline or force them to hold back characters or introducing certain characters. Ultimately, it hinders the ability for someone like showrunner Bruno Heller to come in and create Gotham. I personally think it can be done. I don't know why they're not doing it. Maybe DC have a different goal or agenda. Maybe they don't. Maybe the idea is not to, I don't know, go for a shared universe, but they may have something else in plan. But realistically, guys, I mean, DC, you need to have a shared universe. Marvel do it, regardless of what you say Marvel movies not good. They're not. They still connected, which is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Catchphrase or hashtag. It's all connected from the movies to the TV shows, so it keeps everyone in a loophole. Everyone's looped up. So I think DC should, because they do have amazing characters. Just share the universe, guys, and make everyone much happy, and it will appeal to much of the fans as well. So yeah, do that, please. All right. So more movie news again. It says Batman vs Superman, Dawn of Justice actor Jess Ellsberg, who was in The Social Network, is the latest actor to play Superman's bald nemesis on the big screen. And in a recent interview, he opened up about his version of Lex Luthor, who he describes as enigmatic as he's emotionally honest. It says he says basically, in a lot of ways, Luthor is more of a stretch than a character you would do in an independent movie. Which is normally the place you stretch. So in that way, it was not at all compromised. If anything, it was the best, most adventurous role I've ever been given," says Ellsberg told The Observer. It's because opportunity to do an interesting character on a movie of that scale is incredibly rare. Says Ellsberg credits the plum and multi-dimensional role to screenwriter Chris Terrell did Argo, but no matter how well the role is written, Ellsberg's performance will draw comparisons to Kevin Spacey and Gene Hackman's, two actors that previously inhabited the role of the big screen. However, the Superman films never only gave us Lex as a real estate tycoon, while Ellsberg's will be dealing with the more thought-provoking issues. It says now people expect the tone to be more realistic just because we live in a world where the average audience member has a sense of psychological motivations. It raises the question: how can one Superman have so much power? These are the kind of things we'll talk about when we think about alteration states. When we talk about Vladimir Putin having a strong foothold in Eastern Europe. They're addressing geopolitics in the movie and not in a way that's pretentious or esoteric. Ellsberg explained. So Tyrrell cleverly ties in these really exciting superhero elements with these really sophisticated philosophical themes in a much smarter, different way. That's what I like to do with my writing, to have these very sophisticated philosophical, I don't know if I pronounced that right or not, debates happen on a very basic level. So yes, give me some more movie news, guys. So this is some news about Deadpool and Gambit. So next year will be huge for X-Men film franchises, with 3 features set for release: Deadpool, X-Men Age of Apocalypse, and Gambit. Producer Simon Kinberg confirms that the solo characters spin-offs don't exist in a bubble and that there will be a crossover between the films. He says the idea is that we've sort of reset the timeline after Days of the Future Past. Well, yeah, you did in some ways, and if not erased, certainly allowed for characters from X-Men 1, 2, 3, everything from Days of the Future Past forward. 1973, everything we set now becomes canon, he tells MTV. So the Gambit movie, the Deadpool movie, will exist in a world that acknowledges whatever happened in the Days of Future Past and moving forward. Doesn't mean they will always interact with these characters. Obviously, it's not like every movie has all the characters, but they all have to exist within the same rules. See, Marvel can do it, Fox can do it, DC can do it. So there will be interplay between different characters in different movies. They shouldn't come to a surprise, as Kinberg previously confirmed to comicbook.com that Deadpool will exist in the same continuity as the other X-Men movies. It says check out Deadpool, X-Men Apocalypse, Gambit, and other movies coming out in comicbook.com's movie release schedules. Yeah, and please guys, check out comicbook.com, man. Their news is amazing. Right, giving you some more movie news, guys. It's time. X-Men Age of Apocalypse. So here we go. This is one of the first images of Oscar Isaac as the villain Apocalypse, who looked like blatantly 110,000% as Ivan Ooze from Power Rangers. In the next X-Men movie will be released, many fans were taken by how bizarre his costume was, especially considering how grounded the X-Men movies have been so far. So producer Simon Kinberg says Apocalypse's appearance is part of the franchise's progression deeper into the science fiction in general. He says, I feel like we have been the X-Men franchise has been growing up a little bit more into the science fiction. I think Days of the Future Past with time travel and the Sentinels took us into a slightly broader, more science fiction world than the films had occupied in the past, Kinberg told MTV. We felt like the movies were ready for something that was slightly more, let's say, cosmic. Once we made the decision for Apocalypse to be the villain at the center of the movie, we wanted to be true to the comics. which are sort of like you say, not costume, but it's not like a guy in a helmet. It's more cosmic. Nah, I don't really agree with that, but they need. Well, I've seen the other they did show another phase of Apocalypse in his final form, I guess. The only issue I have with him, even his final form, his face is too smooth. He doesn't look mean enough. Like, when in the comics, his face is more chiseled. It's blocked up, and he still looks short. Apocalypse is he's probably at least 8 feet tall. So they need to get the height right as well. But we'll see what he looks like in the movie, guys. But for me, right now, it's not really doing it for me. Apocalypse. Some casting news. So, Woody Harrelson has been cast as the villain in the next Planet of the Apes film. I was like, what? Woody Harrelson? He's a hilarious guy. Says Woody Harrelson will play the human villain called the Colonel. The next installment of 20th Century Fox War of the Planets of the Apes. The film will be directed by Dawn of the Planet of the Apes Matt Reeves, along with the film's screenwriter Mark Bomback. Chairman Entertainment will produce. The third film in the rebooted franchise will continue the story of Caesar the Ape, brought to life by the motion capture work of Andy Skies. Right. Some Doctor Strange news, movie news. Rachel McAdams confirmed to join Doctor Strange, which is basically pretty cool. From what I know, I think she will play Doctor Strange's love interest. He's I forgot her name, but I know in the comic she becomes his apprentice, I believe, and then they hook up from that. But I forgot her name. It's bad for me because I'm a Doctor Strange fan. I really just forgot. But yeah, guys, she's been casted. Right, going to some comic news. So, exclusive, guys. So, for you people that are collecting the new Star Wars comic book, which just came out, I believe 2 weeks ago, which is Star Wars: The Force Awakens, Shattered Empire. So it's a prequel to the movie, So it says issue 3 will have a movie photo variant cover, which I know was gonna totally sell out because it's the movie variant is of Han Solo, and I reckon that is gonna sell out pretty quick. When they released Star Wars issue 1 a few months back, that Han Solo, I see a while ago, the Han Solo figurine variant sold quickly, guys, and I remember I got mine. And I should have got 2 copies, but I only got 1, right? So I wasn't thinking, and it's gone up to I paid like £2. I said like $2. That's worth probably about $50, $60, $80. So I should have got another one, but I'll be definitely getting this one. And that variant goes on so October the 14th. So I'll be getting that. I'll give you some TV news. Jessica Jones images. So they released a few Jessica Jones still images, which are pretty cool. I like the fact that we actually saw Luke Cage in there as well, behind working in the bars. Like, yes, he's definitely there. I'm just giving you a quick synopsis of Jessica Jones, but I guess, guys, please check out the Jessica Jones pictures. Also check out that Jessica Jones new still images, the Supergirl new still images, Arrow season 4 still images as well, and there's Flash the new season as well. Season 2. It's new season 2 images that are available on the official Flash Twitter, Jessica Jones Twitter, and I believe the Supergirl Twitter. So check them out as well. They're pretty cool, pretty nice, all in HD quality. So it's giving you a lowdown, a quick synopsis on the Jessica Jones, which comes out next year. Was it this year? Oh, I totally forgot. So ever since her short-lived stint as a superhero ended in tragedy, Jessica Jones has been rebuilding her personal life and career as a hot-tempered, sandronic, badass private detective in Hell's Kitchen, which is New York. Yes, which means Daredevil's going to be there. Hell's Kitchen, New York City. Plagued by self-loathing and a wicked case of PTSD, Jessica battles demons from within and without, using her extraordinary abilities as an unlikely champion for those in need. especially if they're willing to cut her a check. Ooh, can't wait. Right, so some more some more news, TV news. This is for Daredevil. So Daredevil season 2 is out next year. So Scott Glenn returns as Stick for Daredevil in season 2. Matt Murdock's old master is coming back for Daredevil season 2. Marvel TV announced this Wednesday afternoon on the official Daredevil Twitter page. So check it out for more info on that on the website. It says the blind master martial arts Stick as portrayed by Scott Glenn will appear in 3 episodes of the second season, which has thus far been largely billed as Daredevil versus the Punisher. You know what, guys? If you ever seen Daredevil season 1, it is amazing. Especially the fight between him and Stick, it is amazing. The hallway scene, it is amazing. Very dark, very gritty. Check it out. Alright, guys. So, giving you some more Netflix news. This time it's going to be Luke Cage. So Marvel has officially confirmed several cast members for their upcoming Luke Cage Netflix series. The 4 actors officially announced to be in part of the series are Simone Misk, Theo Rossi, Frank Whaley, and Rosario Dawson. So I'm going to give you just a synopsis of their characters, as Luke Cage is fairly new to everyone unless obviously you've read the comics. I'm actually going to buy... I was always interested in oh, my voice is going. I was really interested in Luke Cage, but I never really I never got into it. Well, not into it. I couldn't find the Masterworks because they were so expensive. But I'm buying Masterworks Volume 1, hopefully the end of the month or middle of next month, so I can catch up on it. But yeah, so Simone Minsky says joins the cast as Misty Knight. From what I know, Misty Knight is a character that all the fans have been waiting to see. So Misty Knight is joins the cast as Misty Knight, a Harlem police detective who is determined to learn the truth about Luke Cage. We know fans have waited years to see Misty Knight brought to life, so we had to find the right actress, said executive producer, Marvel's head of TV, Jeff Loeb. Simone blew us away with her performance as a strong-willed cop on a mission. Next up, you have Theo Rossi, known for his roles on Sons of Anarchy and Bad Hurt, joins the cast as Shades, a ruthless criminal who ties to Cage's mysterious past. Theo Rossi is a Swiss Army knife. No matter what you bring to him, he has a tool for it, and he's playful, unpredictable, said series executive producer and show runner Shio Hodori Kolka. His shades will be someone you hate to love. Sounds cool, man. Next up, you have Frank Whaley of Ray Donovan and Pulp Fiction fame. Climbs aboard as Raphael Scarfi, a hard-nosed NYPD detective who partners with Misty Knight in their Luke Cage investigation. Frank Whaley has a wary intensity that he's in bed in debt. Raphael Scarfi said Coca. He's a great counterpart to Misty and a wonderful actor. What's nice, that means them two are gonna have their rebounds and so forth. Ooh, and of course we have Rosario Dawson, who has already debuted in the Marvel Cinematic Universe during Daredevil's first season. I loved her in Daredevil, man. She's amazing. It says who reprised her role as Claire Temple. We are thrilled to have Rosario in another one of our television series, said Loeb. Her performance as Claire Temple in Marvel's Daredevil was astonishing, and we can't wait to see her shine in Luke Cage. So I'm pretty happy that really happy she's going to be in the show, because she's pretty cool, man. Also moving to some more TV news, we have first look at Cole Bennett as suited up as as Quake. She's all dressed in black. She has the gauntlets on her hands. She does look like Quake. Short hair. She's ready to power up. Season 3 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. does actually air within, 9 days now? So September the 29th, I believe it is. It's going to be pretty interesting. If you haven't seen a new poster for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., please check it out. It has all of the cast standing there, and it just says, "Are you Inhuman?" Yeah, it does actually air. It's been confirmed. Season premiere September the 29th. Really looking forward to watching it. Because I'm in the UK, I have to watch it a day later due to, we don't see the same time as you guys do. It's not unfair. I'm giving you a quick synopsis of season 3. So Coulson faces a surprising new rival in the season premiere of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on ABC. It says, on the season premiere episode Laws of Nature, when Coulson and the team discover a new Inhuman, S.H.I.E.L.D. comes face to face with another organization searching for powered people and still reeling from Simmons' dramatic disappearances. Fitz goes to extreme lengths to try to learn how to get her back. Simmons, is she dead? Ain't she dead? What's going on? I'm just curious to find out what's happened with Agent May. Is she coming back or not? Is Bobby Moore still going to stay with Hunter, or is she going to leave S.H.I.E.L.D.? And what is Coulson's hand made from? I just really want to know. Here we go. And of course, some more TV news for you. So, we know Liam Neeson's character, Brian. Oh, sorry, I forgot to say. This is actually what we're going to have soon now. Is anyone that's a fan of Taken, the movies? They're doing a prequel movie to it. So, this is what we know about them. What we know about the show so far. It says the Taken prequel TV show. So we all know Liam Neeson's character Brian Miles from the incredible Taken film franchise owns a very particular set of skills acquired over a very long career. And the films never really expanded on how exactly he acquired the skills he used to rescue his daughter and make those that did it. Sorry, but fans will soon know, as Deadline reports, that NBC has given a straight to series order for a Taken prequel series. Produced by Taken writer producer Lou Besson. The series will follow Miles' pre-wife and children and showcase his younger days in the CIA and beyond. However, the television show will play with the time a bit, as it will be set in the present day and not in the past, and presumably not star Liam Neeson. Well, I don't think they can, and I don't think he probably will do it. Actually, you never know, man. You never know how these TV shows go. You might just find a brief cameo from him out of the blue. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's something interesting to watch. I haven't seen any of the Taken movies. People are gonna say like, "What? You haven't?" No, man, I really haven't. I just saw it and I was like, I don't know. I don't go into. I don't know. I'm very picky, I guess, when it goes to movies. Then again, I'll just watch any superhero movie, I guess. Apart from Fantastic Four, which I still haven't actually watched yet. Pretty cool. But yeah. All right, guys. So that's enough for this week's news. What I'm going to do basically now is give you the lowdown of the comic books I got. This week was a bit funny because I actually got more Image comics than anything else. So from Marvel, I literally just got one. There wasn't really a lot of Marvel out today, and I think that's probably because it's coming to the end. All the Secret Wars are slowly starting to die off, and making way for the new books. I think Secret Wars is on issue 4 or 5 right now. I know it's an 8-issue arc. So within the mid of October, I believe it should be all finished. So I'm looking forward to doing number 1s, which I will be reviewing and talking about and tweeting and so forth. My Instagram and obviously with you guys up here in this podcast. So yeah, The first one I got was, I was kind of excited to get this. Tokyo Ghost, The One Last Job. It's written by Rick Remender, and the artist is Sean Murphy. The colorist is Matt Holsworth. Letterer is Russ Moulton. Editor is Sebastian Giner. So the editor, yeah, is Sebastian Giner. And the variant cover by Sean Murphy and Dave McCaig. So I literally got I got two covers, one for a friend of mine, who then said to me, get it for me. So I got it for him. And then he called me later. He was like, oh, did you get it? It's me, yeah. He goes, oh, I got it from a comic book shop. And I got it on digital. And I was like, should I throw it in the bin? He was like, no, don't do it. You know, but anyway. You know, from reading this book, I did not know what to make of it. It was a very, very, it's a very intensely weird, futuristic, book, but it's very intense. It's very dark. It's sexual in its own way. But after reading and flicking through it again, it's actually the concept is pretty cool. You're living in a time period of base where everyone, that you're living in a time period of 2089 where everyone's zoned out on drugs and getting tripped on, you know, drugs. It's like this. It's like cyber world is the real world. Everyone gets their kicks and hits by taking certain drugs that make them feel a certain way, and they're not feeling their, you know, normal emotional responses. The characters are very cool in this book. It involves a lot of fighting, a lot of swearing, a lot of cursing. And it's a very dark book. But after reading, I was reading this book, and then I was like, I'm not really feeling this book. I don't really like it that much. But then, after finishing the book, you realize that this issue is actually, it's a prequel. It's not really. It's like a prequel to the characters, as to say. So issue 2 is like pretty much issue 1 of what's really happening with the characters and how things are going to progress and move on. Issue 1 and 2 basically is about, so issue 1 it's just about these two characters doing one last job for someone and getting the heck out of here and starting a brand new life for themselves so they can be together. So the next issue will literally be, from what I can clearly see, will be Tokyo Ghost issue 1, because it does kick off fresh. It's a fresh new start. But I do love the art on this by Sean Murphy. It really does go with the time period. It sort of reminds me, when I was reading this, it reminds me of Harrison Ford's Blade Runner. Same concept, same type of concept, same tone, same design. But it's very dark, guys. It's a very dark book. There's a lot of blood, a lot of eyeballs popping out, a lot of carnage, a lot of blood. But obviously, Rick Remender doesn't disappoint when he does his books. And just so you guys know, Rick Remender will be leaving the Marvel DC superhero business, because after Hell Hydra, he's going to be stopping all those superhero books and working towards his own created books. So you'll be seeing a lot of Rick Remender from Image, but not from Marvel and DC, unless he does a few, I guess, contract work for them and stuff. But Hell Hydra is another good book to get, guys. Very good by Rick Remender. But yeah, this is basically Tokyo Ghost by Remender, Murphy, Hogsworth. So Hoggingsworth. Get it, guys. I'm not spoiling the book for you guys, but it's a very, very good book. I'm gonna get issue 2 and see how this really plays off for me. But yeah, like the way the art's drawn, the fight scenes are very cool, man. Very, very cool. So the artwork is similar to, in a way, it's like a darker tone of Recomender's other book, Deadly Class. Right. We have one of my favorite books, which just got rebooted. I was like, no, I'm happy that it got rebooted, but it didn't get renumbered. So I guess I'm okay with that. So this is Invincible, issue 123. And obviously you find Mark Grayson with his wife and his kid on an alien planet, and he has to go off and make sure he can find always forget this guy's name. Where is he? Is it Tharag? I think it's Tharag. You know what? I always forget one of the villains' names. Here, let me try if I can find it, because it's like it just, my mind goes blank. When someone mentions him, where is he? Right, I'm gonna go with Farrak. Even though I'm getting this wrong. So they got to find him. He's the most powerful Vulture Man. If you've been following the storyline of Invincible, you know what I'm talking about. They're trying to find him, obviously take him out, capture him. But Mark and his brother don't seem to find him on the planet, and then what happens is something strange happens. He goes into a cave. He falls down, and then basically that's when the reboot happens. I won't tell you what happens or how it reboots, but it's really a messed up reboot in this issue, and this issue is very short. It's a very short book to read. You probably read this book within about 60 seconds because it's so short. But you know, this is like reviewing this. It's more of just a prequel to the reboot, so it's kind of toned down. There isn't no action. There isn't really no drama. It's just all there is basically. It's just a mellowed out book leading you to the build up of the reboot. But it's a very crazy reboot of where the next issue, it's really gonna destroy Mark Grayson. His life is gonna be his life is gonna be ripped up from the rest of his life from the next issue, because this reboot it's gonna be a messed up reboot, and he's gonna get a lot of withdrawal symptoms from this reboot, from what I know. But yeah, it is gonna be very interesting to see what Robert Kirkman does with this book. Oh no, sorry, apologies, forgot. Invincible issue 123. Writer Robert Kirkman, penciler Ryan Ottley, inker Cliff Rathburn, colorist Gianfranco Luia, letterer Ross Walton, editor McQuez, and cover by Ryan Ottley and Jean Francis Beluia, created by Robert Kirkman and Croy Walker. Invincible is a very epic book. It takes a Superman story to another completely different level, but it has sex, violence, brutality, blood, guts. It's amazing. It's an amazing book. The next book I'll be reviewing is one from Marvel. It's just the only one I literally got from Marvel Comics, guys, and this one taking my time here. The Infinity Gauntlet Secret Wars tie-in issue 4. So story and art, Dustin Weaver. Script, Jerry Duggan. Color art, Rain Beardo. Letterer, Comic Graphs, Albert Edition. Producer, designer, Indy Winkle. Assistant editor, Delvin Lewis. Editor, Nick Lowe. Editor-in-Chief, Axel Alonso. Chief Creative Officer, Joe Quesada. Publisher, Dan Buckley. Executive Producer, Alan Finn. So, where are we so far? In issue 4 so far, we're still with the Buchanan family in their crusade to get all the Infinity Stones so they can destroy all the bugs that have been basically just destroying that part of their world, you know, and their family. You know, they lost their granddad to one of these guys, to one of the bugs, and you know, they're trying to do everything in their power now to basically get all the Infinity Stones to basically destroy the bugs. And what they don't know is they have a certain individual they have a certain individual by the name of Thanos, who's just, you know, in the past he's tried to fight them in different time zones, and he's always died because he couldn't compare with, you know, with the Keon's family's their mum, or should I say, because she has more Infinity Stones. So the battle always waged on, and he finds a way to come back, split into the family, live with them to try and get all Infinity Stones for himself. So, you know, they come across a certain character, the Bakine family. You know, the ship lands a certain part of the world, where they come across a certain character, a very powerful character that everyone knows, which is Adam Warlock. And they want him to give up the Infinity Stone. He's like, well, no, I'm not doing it. So what happens next is pretty simple. The Keon family go into war with Adam Warlock, and hell breaks loose. And it's the whole book from here onwards is a relentless onslaught of just non-stop fighting, trying to get all these Infinity Gems so they can wheel it and take care of the problem. But no one wants to give up the Infinity Stones. And then in the midst of the action, you have Thanos who's trying to get his hands on those Infinity Stones just because he wants them. Because, you know, Thanos is a mad titan, and the only reason he doesn't really need the Infinity Stones because he's powerful. He's a mad, powerful beast as it is. But saying that, Thanos just craves power, so he tries to get his hands onto the Infinity Stones. You know what's really interesting about this is you got a lot of powerful people in this. So you got Adam Warlock, who's powerful. Thanos. Also have Drax from a different timeline, who's very powerful as well. The Keon family with the power stones, sorry, Infinity Gems, which makes them very powerful. Overall, man, this book is very, very good, very intense. There's, after the first 2-3 pages, the whole book is just relentless war, beef, fighting, power versus power, Infinity Stone versus Infinity Stone. The ending is a bit wild, and I was like, yes, I was expecting this, I guess. Very, very, I was so expecting this. But it was an amazing read, and I'm really happy with the way this book is written. It's dark, it's hilarious, it's funny, it's serious, but it's something about the way it's written. It's written so good, and I have to give props to Dustin Weaver for the way he's written this Infinity War art, because it's been very, very good, man. Been enjoying it since issue 1. I'm still enjoying it now. The last issue, yeah, to be concluded, will be maybe in the next 2 weeks, where they bring out issue 5 of Infinity War. Sorry, of Infinity Gauntlet. If you're not reading this and you're a fan of Thanos, the Infinity Stones, get it. You know why I really got it as well? It's because the Keown family in this, they're black, and it's nice to see characters of different races, colors, and cultures being put into a big, powerful event like this. So I was really happy to basically see more people of color in the comic book scene. So you know, I enjoyed reading this book. The artwork is amazing. I like the way they took the different tone of Adam Warlock. He looks more this Adam Warlock looks more human than Warlock, because if you see the way Adam Warlock looks in the way he's drawn originally, he's like a beast, you know. He's big, he's massive, he's muscular. This Adam Warlock is more thin, slim, but still powerful, you know, because he has the soul gem, which is totally amazing. But yeah, flicking through it again, you know, I just love the panels. Some of the scenes and the fighting scenes are so intense, so cool. There's always, what I like about this book, you always see a lot of dialogue between the family members and their relationship status with each other, and how they work as a team, as a family, because, you know, the mum is the only one that's actually trained as a Nova Corp. All the rest are all rookies, so they're still trying to get their foot through the door, making mistakes as they go by. But so it's really interesting to see their mum schooling them and whatnot. Again, it's a pretty cool book, amazing read. If you haven't got issue 1 to 4, suggest you pick it up, because it is, for me, one of the best events, tie-ins to Secret Wars. Yeah. The next one, where's GarageBand? Where are you? The next one is a book that this book I purchased maybe about a month ago, right? And I did not read it until I was looking at it on eBay. And I was like, oh, let me see. I looked at it and I heard it was worth now £7 to £15 when the retail price was like £2. And I had it, but I only got it because of the title, because I was so intrigued with the title. And so the book that I'm referring to basically is by Image Comics. It's called The Beauty, story by Jeremy Horn, story by Jason A. Hurley, art by Jeremy Horn, cover by Jeremy Horn, and there's the variant covers by Jeremy Frizen, the variant cover by Kevin Wooder. And it came out August the 12th, 2015. So issue 2 just came out last week. So I was like, okay. So I looked at the front cover and I was like, I only got it because of just the title, The Beauty, and I just saw a woman just dead, basically. A beautiful woman just dying, or she was dead. I was like, Then I read issue 1, right? And then after reading issue 1, I was like, whoa, man. You know, after issue 1, I was hooked. So I read issue 2 I read issue 2 just a few days ago. And I was like, you know when you buy a comic book and it's a book that you just look forward to like every month. So for me, it's one of those books. It's like reading Saga. I look forward to it every month. So this book here, I'm hooked onto it because the storyline is just amazing. It's creepy, it's different, and it's amazing. This is why basically I got it. So just to give you a rundown of the synopsis for this book, it says modern. This is The Beauty issue 1. It says modern society is obsessed with outward beauty. So modern society is obsessed with outward beauty. What if there was a way to guarantee you could become more and more beautiful every day? What if it was a sexually transmitted disease in the world of the beauty? Physical perfection is attainable. The vast majority of the population has taken advantage of it, but detectives Foster and Vaughan will soon discover it comes at a terrible price. Writer artist Jeremy Horn, who's done Constantine, Batwoman for DC, and co-writer Jason A. Hurley offer up a startling reflection on the cost of looking good in the pretty cool science fiction state. So I just have to recommend this book to everyone. Even if you're not into comic books, it's so ingenious, the concept, but it's just so creepy and so ingenious, but so creepy, but so true at the same time. So just a synopsis. So the beauty basically are the people that have, in a sense, have gotten this sexually transmitted disease, which in a sense makes them look younger. The catch is, what happens is it affects their health and they start suffering. But what starts to happen out of the blue, they start finding the beauties now, right? They start basically something starts happening to them which isn't natural in a way. So there's probably some foul play involved. So you have Detectives Foster and Vogan are trying to basically deal the situation, but they found that there's a lot of people high up in the scene, in the background that are trying to basically, I guess, cover the information up. So there's a lot of conspiracy, there's a lot of corruption, there's a lot of sex, there's a lot of humor. But it's a very darkish, humorous, funny book. But what I like about this, the characters here are amazing. They just bounce off each other, which is Detective Foster and Vogan, and it's pretty cool because the book has a lot of turns and has a lot of twists and turns, as you'll find at the end of issue 1. I was like, whoa, man. Like, things has got really messed up right now. But the characters are written so perfectly, so cool. I really love this book, and I recommend this book to everyone. But like I said, if you're not into comic books, right? It's just a storyline. Because basically, you're talking about AIDS and so forth. In here, it says this is beyond the AIDS STD virus, right? So it is beyond that. And what happens after to the beauties that have this disease becomes a very, 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 very intense case where it becomes very, very, very disgusting when you see what happens to these people. But it is a very interesting book, and from issue 2, you have one of the detectives that has, that gets messed up, that gets so messed up from issue 1, that their whole life is turned upside down, and then it gets even worse for this character in the end of issue 2 as well. So it's like already things are moving. It's a very, very fast-paced book. It doesn't start slow and turn up. It goes right into it. Can I say I love the artwork? I just love the way it's written. It's just amazing. And this is a book that I would not drop. Period. Because I would love to see how this book actually plays out within the next 10 to 15 to 20 to 30 issues. Because for them to put this type of information in just in the first 2 issues means there's a lot of stuff they work with or building up with within the next 10 to 20 issues. But even the title for this, The Beauty, it's just amazing. I mean, what would people nowadays pay for to look good? Do you know what I'm saying? Or to look young again? What would you do? And would you do it even if it meant compromising your health? So it's pretty cool. It's a pretty amazing. It's an amazing book. I loved it, and I'm just so glad I got into it. I'm hooked onto it. It reminds me basically of what I'm doing, because I'm basically, guys, I'll tell you, but I'm actually in the process of scripting and getting my own comic book together. So it's nice to see that get a bit of inspiration from certain writers and artists, because my book is going to be, I can't wait to bring my book out. It'll take me a long time to do, but when it's done, guys, it's going to be a very good book. And I've got the ideas, the vision for it. What I've got to do is just put the hard work and script it and manifest it down the line. It's a very, very good book. The Beauty, issue 3, if I can find for you guys, comes, here we go. Issue 3 comes out October the 21st. If you haven't got issue 1 and 2, do get them. Issue 1 is a bit hard to get, seeing that it's on second print right now. You may maybe get it maybe $7 to $10 to $15. I luckily paid £2 for it. I got the second print, which is a sketch variant, just yesterday from Forbidden Planet. I thought it sold out, but was hid behind a few comic books. I got that for another £2. So I've got the first 2 issues. So I am happy. But all the covers are pretty cool for issue 1. Cover A is basically just the one with a woman dead, holding a rose, wearing a yellow dress. So yeah, it's a very amazing book. The Beauty. Get it, read it, talk about it. If you go to imagecomics.com, or just, type in The Beauty issue 1, there's like a little YouTube link or Vimeo link you can play, or just go on YouTube and find out about it for yourself. But I would say, you know, guys, it doesn't cost you a lot to buy a comic book. It's only £2. If you can't find it, you can't afford, you know, your issue 1 is sold out to the point of where it's going for a ridiculous amount of money. You can get it on digital, which I always hate, but if you have to read it, then you do. But don't take my word for it, guys. But I'll say again, it's a book that I recommend to get, man. So, The Beauty, October the 21st, issue 3 comes out then. Get it, man. Right, guys. That's pretty much it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. What's I gonna say? Next week, catch me for next week's show. So hopefully Thursday or Friday the podcast will be up. If not, as usual, I promise to get out for you guys. So again, it's DJ Sarah from the Two British Nerds. Instagram me, follow me, mention me at Two British Nerds with a Z. Hashtag me as well. Hashtag the Two British Nerds when you message me, so I know you guys have listened to this podcast. And again, if you're on, like I said, if you're on YouTube, Twitter, and the iTunes podcasting app, or you're on iDevice, it's just at Two British Nerds with a Z, and you can subscribe to me in all those free social medias. Also hit me up on my own personal Twitter at CAVADJ, where I'll be again interactive with you guys every day, all day. Just tweet me, follow me, let me know who you are, what you're doing. If you want me to follow you, just let me know, man, and I'll be there. Shout out to all the crew. Shout out to Miss Social Butterfly, the Wombats. Shout out to Claire. Shout out to Lauren. Shout out to Kids Colson. Shout out to Lady Geek. Shout out to Miss Nut. Shout out to all my Marvel, DC, Image, Dark Horse, Titan, Dynamite, Vertigo, IDW crew. I think that's pretty much all of them. Of course, big shout out to my anime crew. You guys are amazing as well. Shout out to everyone. Yeah, man. Keep it Two British Nerds. Catch you guys next week. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. If you're listening to this podcast in the morning, good morning. If you're in the afternoon. If it's the evening. And if it's at night time, then have a good night. I'm in the UK, so yeah, it's pretty late where I am. It's pretty early for you guys, wherever you guys are. Well, with that being said, guys, peace out. Enjoy the rest of your day and catch me next week. Peace. Bye-bye.